Good afternoon, everyone. The severe cold wave that's gripping North and South Korea currently, dropping 4 feet of snow. Record snowfall paralyzing the Jeju airport. Most snow in 32 years in southern South Korea. Record cold temperatures across the peninsula. Interestingly, in 2011, South Korea experienced a 100-year snowstorm. Cold wave pushing power demand to record highs, 2 million kilowatts over the previous record of 2014, only leaving them 8.6% power for the entire country left. If you think your days are bad commuting, take a look here. Hundreds of thousands of travelers stranded in Guangzhou as the rails and the roads are closed from snow. This is at 23 degrees north latitude, Tropic of Cancer, and completely frozen transportation due to snow and ice. That just doesn't mix. Korea still digging itself out of 4 feet of snow. Record snow across mountain peaks at 100 centimeters. You can see what it looks like here in the suburbs of Seoul. I wanted to draw your attention here. The white area in the top of the map is North Korea. Just a little bit south of that is Seoul. If you go to the very bottom of the map, you're going to see Jeju Island, which is a tourist area. This is what it looks like in the cities in Korea as they're trying to dig out of the massive snows that just rolled through. In Mount Ulung, over 100 centimeters, breaking through the old record set in 2011. Meanwhile, in Jeju Island, the most snow that they've had in over 32 years. Finally, the airport reopens after 3 days, but get this, they get 32 flights per hour, and they get snow every year. This was definitely a major snowstorm and ice event that closed a significantly prepared airport, and we saw this in the United States as well. Closures of airports that are regularly pounded by snow. Cold wave pushing the power demand to record high. Previous all-time record for power consumption during cold waves was in 2014 December. This new record eclipses that by 2 million kilowatts. The interesting thing is there's only 8.6% left on their total power generation capacity, and that is at 100% full out. Everything in the country, full throttle. And if anything goes down in the power grid, they are going to have a serious problem. And as a thought experiment, as the grand solar minimum intensifies and it does get colder year upon year from now, and La Nina brings us back into the 1970s cold at the very minimum in the Pacific areas, what kind of power are they going to be drawing, and will they have enough for their entire country and the people throughout the winters? Record cold temperatures hitting both North and South Korea as well. Seoul pegging at minus 18 Celsius. And North Korea, without power, at 19 below Celsius as well. You can see the low of 18 below there on the 24th of January. Also, when we look at repeating trends and patterns like we're starting to see routinely around the Middle East, the Northeast United States, here is another instance. In 2011, South Korea received the once-in-a-100-year snowfall. Almost 3 feet of snow in downtown Seoul. Twice in 5 years? Statistically not possible, except there's a cooling trend going on. This cold wave is not exclusively limited to Korea or Japan. China, minus 48 Celsius. That's in the food growing area in Heilongjiang, where they grow wheat. On to Hong Kong and Guangzhou, right on the Tropic of Cancer, at 23 north. Massive snarls on traffic, and this is Chinese New Year, so there are more than average people traveling across the country. There are actually billions of people moving around. And this particular train station in Guangzhou now has 200,000 people. This 100,000 number is a bit old because the trains that were coming and were able to get through And the buses from the south and Hong Kong that were able to get through and deposit people at this station for onward embarkation are all waiting there. The Chinese military is out trying to keep the peace, all closed because of snow and ice covering the highways. All right, this is a far view. This is pretty much at sea level. These mountains here are 200 to 300 meters above sea level. Here's what it looks like up close. I pulled up a screen grab here from a newscast of a visitor in the area. First time in almost 90 years that this area has seen snow. It's not just flurries that's reoccurring, it is significant accumulation. Another look here, show you the sheer madness going on. The locals that don't have to travel anywhere are enthralled by the snow. Haven't seen it in 8 decades, people snapping photos. It's a once in a lifetime thing for them. Hope you got something out of the video. Once you start to piece this together, that these significant snowfalls are recurring in places far out of the statistical average possibility of it being just a quirk event. We are in play on the grand solar minimum.